I don't necessarily think voting Barack Obama in office was a good thing for us. Okay. Um, Not because he did anything wrong, not because he wasn't qualified, not for any fault of his own. I don't know if the backlash or the white lash that we received and that we are currently experiencing as a result of voting a black man in office for the first time, I don't know if the juice was worth the squeeze. I don't know if while Barack Obama was in office, that the changes that were made and the things that were gained were worth all that we've lost post him being voted in. All right. And that's, again, there's going to be somebody out there. I'm not trying to Amanda Seals, y'all. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I'm not trying to confuse y'all. Um, but when I look at this hand with what we gained with him being in office versus what we're going through now, I just don't see a net profit. None of this was his fault, but as a result of it, we got tiki torches. We got, you know, we got everything that went into the stuff with George Floyd. We ended up getting the Black Lives Matter movement. We ended up getting Trump. We ended up getting all of this type of racism and whatnot. This is, it's just, somebody said this is not retaliation for Trump. This is not, somebody wrote, this is not retaliation for Obama. This is just America.
What did Obama do for Black America? Everybody talks about Obama. Obama was a great guy. He represents Black people. But what did he do for Black people? He did more for the LGBTQ plus community than Black people. He did a lot more for them than he did anything for Black people. What is one thing that we can stand on today to say Obama gave us this? He was just a fake for Black people. He got in because they needed the Black vote for Democrats. Obama was used by the Democrats, and he's making a lot of money now off of that. $1 billion situation he's trying to build in Chicago. Obama came up, but that's how they treat Black people. Only one family can make it. But what did he do for Black people? What can we say he did this? The Black Lives Matter movement, what did that do for Black people? It did absolutely nothing but embezzle money. See what I'm saying? I like Obama. I like what he represents as a person, but I do not like him as a president. He was one of the worst presidents we ever had, especially for the Black community. Let's just go over some of the things that he did. We'll talk real quick. I'm looking at, research, right? Let's do the comparison from the LGBTQ to Black Americans. LGBTQ got marriage rights, military rights, federal workplace protections, national recognition, got permanent policy wins. Black Americans got symbolism, got speeches, got investigations, got a mentorship program, got broad policies that help everyone, not specifically Black people. He had broad policies that said, hey, you guys are included too, but this is not just for you. For the Black people, he created the My Brother's Keeper. It was a mentorship initiative for boys of color. Impact, limited, no permanent budget, mostly private partnerships. Criminal justice reform, small move. He reduced crack cocaine sentencing disparity. Community sentences for nonviolent offenders, still didn't touch mass incarceration laws. We all know about the Affordable Care Act that was supposed to help Black people make insurance cheaper, but that wasn't just for Black people, that was for everybody. But it was a national policy, not a Black target program, and look what it's doing to America today. There was no police reform attempts. None. It was said, well, I'm not going to say none, but no nationwide police reform bills passed. DOJ investigated certain police departments. HBCU funding, some increase in federal HBCU support, not transformative. Funding fluctuated year to year. What did he do for Black America that we can hang our hats on? Nothing. Nothing. So how can we sit here and praise Obama when he did nothing for us? But what did he do for the LGBTQ community? legalize same-sex marriages nationwide, repeal don't ask, don't tell, allow LGBT individuals to openly serve in the military. Nothing wrong with that. Expanded federal benefits, hospital visitation rights, workplace protection, supported transgender rights, school guidance protections. So Obama is one of the leading push on transgenders. He gave them protections. Now look where we're at today. Obama did more for the LGBTQ community than he did for black people. That was his base. That is who he helped. But actually, his base was black people because we supported him overwhelmingly. But what do we have our hat to hang on for the Obama industry or administration? Nothing. You can call me rude, you can call me whatever, but I'm just being very realistic. Obama didn't do nothing for us. There's nothing that Obama. Why didn't we get protections? So if you kill a black person, that's a federal, federal law. You can't kill black people for no reason. You can't be racist against black people for no reason. Why wasn't that put into place? Obama wasn't a great president. He represented what he looked at, and he represented not us. He represented other communities. And he tried to create laws to include us, but it wasn't just for us. We needed him to create things just for us, but he can't. This is politics. He has a master too. Who is he reporting to? Who is funding him? Who is making sure that he's richer than rich now in America? He lives everywhere, right? Multiple houses in different states. He's living like a king. He didn't have that before. Hampton's house, Hawaii house, Cali house. My man is living like a king because he screwed black people. He used us, but didn't take care of us. No other black person can tell me different.
I don't know. Maybe I'm living in a bubble, but it wasn't the America that I lived in up until this point. And again, maybe I lived in a Nickelodeon Disney bubble down in Florida for far too long. But I just don't think it was worth it. I think when we look back over the 8 years and we try to tangibly quantify what we got versus everything that we're going through right now, at least in the short term, it doesn't look like it was worth it. Now, maybe in the long term, it'll be something else. But this is part of the reason why these white folks are so enraged. They were like, because they fundamentally believe that nobody black is ever supposed to be over them or in charge of them. And then if y'all thought and we thought that they was finna turn around and let somebody else black come in and run the country, child.
The thing is, though, I don't believe everything that he says. He was a pawn. He was already being used, and he knew he was being used. You think there were black people funding his campaign? No. There were people of the white race, if we want to make this a race thing, that funded his campaign. So do you really think that white people were against Obama? No, they controlled Obama. We got to stop saying white people this, white people that, white people this. We got to worry about ourselves and start funding our own selves. Only way we can control a presidential candidate is if we are funding that candidate. Y'all don't understand politics, man. The person that is paying for this candidate runs that candidate. This is why Trump is very, very different, because he has his own money, so nobody can run Trump. Obama was being ran just like every other president was being ran if they needed money. He was just a soldier in Mass's army, and he got very rich on it afterwards. So let's not sit here and try to make this a race thing. That's what black people do. Oh, it's the white man's fault. The white man hate us. If that's true, then why did they put Obama into office? Why did they support Obama? Why did they give him? It's because he used y'all to continue to push other agendas that's not ours. So we got to be smarter than that. Stop saying it's the white man's fault. The white man hate us. The reason why we're not successful is because of us. We could keep that 1000%. And anybody want to debate me on that, let's do it. The reason why we not successful is because of us. If we put our money together and pay for a presidential candidate campaign and he won, we will win. This is why if we ever did where black people were smart and work together, we would have a black independent party. But are we smart enough to do that? Are we willing to work together to do that? We can't work together to build businesses. So how are we going to build a political party? It's bigger than that. In order to control the policy, in order to have real policies, we need to put our money together and have these politicians be pushed by us because they're funded by us. That's how America works. If you're not really looking at how America works, then something's wrong with you. If you really think that your vote, just your vote, is going to have a black president make things for us, no, it's our money. It's us having a black independent party candidate that we are funding, nobody else. Now he has to do what we said. We have to own these politicians. That's what it is. Every politician that you see is owned by somebody that has money, except for Trump, because he has his own money. That's why he's so dangerous. That's why he's so dangerous to the far left. He ain't dangerous to me. He has his own mind because he doesn't need them. I don't need your money to run. I have my own money. I have my own friends. That's why Trump is dangerous to the left. It's because he can't be controlled. There's no donor above him that is paying him. He has his own money. We need more people like that as a president, not people like Barack Obama that is being ran by massa. But we got to be real and upfront about this. Obama's a great person. He represents great things, has his wife, has his kids, great. But he, as a president, was bad. It's because his arms was tied behind his back. Do I think that Obama wanted to do something for black people? For sure. But do I think that he knew that he could? He knew that he couldn't. But if you listen to some of the things that he's saying, he was saying a lot of things about black people, about helping black people. But once he got into office, it switched because the money gets turned off. The support gets turned off. So I got to do what this master says so I can make sure I stay in office. Everybody has a boss as politicians. Can't tell me no different. This world is more ruled by money. So you got to have the money to control these politicians. Your money has to put these politicians in the place so they can do your agenda. So if we want a real black candidate in there, we need to put our money together, have a black independent party, get a candidate, push all of our money and our effort into that, and that person will win. And now that person works for us. One thing I always tell my kids, everybody has a boss. So let's not sit here and say that Obama was a great president for the black community because he wasn't. And let's not sit here and say that, oh, we've been punished afterwards. We've been punished afterwards because we're not taking care of ourselves and we're looking for a handout. We're looking for somebody to respect us. Only way you can get the money, the only way you can get the respect is you get the money. You got to get the money, then you get the power, then you get the respect. We get the money, then we trick it off. We try to impress each other. We can't get all the way up to the top so where we can get a candidate and put them in place for us to be able to run that candidate. And then when he gets in, now we have policies for us. We're not getting different politicians in different states and House of Representatives and Senate. It's a huge issue that we have to do. We legit have to have our own party with our own candidates to be able to push our agenda because everybody else does. We see the game, but we don't see the game. We see the play, but we don't understand the game behind it, and nor do we know how to play. We have to get our money, we have to put our money together, and we have to put it behind candidates, get those candidates into office, and then we start to have a black revolution. But that's the only way you can do it. Not relying on a black president that's actually owned by somebody that's not black. Of course, he's not going to help out black people. So we got to do our research and really put our money where our mouth is. But I'm sorry. I know people like Obama. I like who he is. I like what he represents as a person. But he was not a good president for black people.